Hello, PS2 children and grandchildren. Welcome back to Rocket Rabbit Commentaries. Today we bring you a very special game that I had grown up with, as we are wont to bringing you games that we grew up with. Twisted Metal Black.
That is a clown mask.
That is Sweet Tooth's mask. Twisted Metal
Now,
Black
I
was...
thought that Twisted Metal 1, 2, and Black were all PS1 games.
This is the fifth installment in the Twisted Metal series. Twisted Metal 1 through 4 all were PS1 games, and then Incog Inc. brought this in 2001. This was a PS2 launch title, which meant that if you wanted PS2, you might have had to brush up on this game. Yes, that in order to complete the polish for this wonderful game, which is dripping with polish like clown makeup, that they actually took the Rolling Stones Paint It Black license and remastered it just for this game.
So, do we not get lyrics for this opening version?
Well, that the song does not occur until the credit sequence. So,
okay.
Bring us into the on-screen action. We had just visited the menu system. I am very thankful this game lets you lower the difficulty. And, as an added bonus, we got additional modes versus just story mode. But in one-player mode, those are your three options. Also got multiplayer, and the game will remind you that you do have to have a second controller, just like you had to in PS2.
So far, the character I would end up playing is Brimstone, but... Oh, Mr. Grimm. Is Mr. Grimm the final boss?
Mr. Grimm is a fucking Twisted Metal veteran. He, both literally and figuratively, because he is a Vietnam War vet in this game, but he's been in the series since the original, and I don't even think he was absent for any of the games. Spectre also was a Twisted Metal 1 original, and so was Darkseid. But these characters have been reformatted for this very dark and narrative-driven type of game that they were driving for with the enhanced graphics.
Shadow's a chick. Huh.
This character is locked. This character is locked. This character is locked. This character is locked.
And I guess to unlock these additional characters, you have to actually play through certain other characters' campaigns.
Not necessarily so. You can unlock pretty much every character. Not all the characters. No, not all of them, because they are unlocked in the map itself as we gain an introduction to our first campaign character, Sweet Tooth. Basically the mascot of the entire series. Every Twisted Metal cover has this motherfucker's face on it. Oh my goodness, he is intimidating.
He suffers from insomnia. I can almost relate to that. Oh, Cloud, you forgot to put on closed captioning again.
There is no closed captioning in this game. What, you want me to edit in subtitles? Are you crazy?
Shut up and bleed, you motherfucker. Well, maybe it was my fault, but I had my own problems to worry about. The old man's curse was beginning to piss me off.
Such foul language.
He showed up. Calypso, he called himself. It was a stupid name. I wanted to kill him there and then, but he made me an offer. He said he ran some kind of crazy contest.
Yes.
If I won his game.
He's running a death race, of course.
How to bring an end to the curse.
As we talk over the narrative for a bit, as a point of commentary on the game's narrative style, every single character's campaign opens a little something like this.
Play along with his little game. After all, I could always kill him later.
So what is Calypso's deal with Shadow?
Well, it's not Calypso. Well, right, that every character in the game has a deal to make. And also a neat little narrative in between levels while it loads the level. Well, boys and girls,
that's the one thing I'm good at.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mr. Gridette, you and the rest of our viewers can stick around for the later parts of the playthrough when we actually do the Shadow campaign, and I can talk to you all about it. But right now, we're playing as a pretty heavily armored vehicle in this car combat game.
All right, so run me through the stats, Mr. Cloud.
Whose stats? Our stats or Manslaughter stats?
Ours.
Okay, so Sweet Tooth, he's got two great things going for him. He has a very powerful special, deals lots of damage, and is often going to kill folks because it's a blitzkrieg of rockets. And the second best thing is he's got lots of health, lots of armor, so he can stick around in a fight, especially in order to launch said rockets. The drawback is that Sweet Tooth is a little on the slow side.
Okay. Our health pickups are very plentiful throughout the arena.
Well, I mean, they are at first, but this game has a funny little item respawn system in the one-player mode that I'm not even totally sure as to exactly how it works. There's a Sweet Tooth special, and I got 20 missiles to hit. Nice. So...
do we have 8 competitors on the map at once?
Well, there were 8. We were the 8th. At the beginning of the campaign, it's an 8-level run. You have to defeat 7 opponents in each of the first 3 levels. Then there's a boss. Then you have to defeat 8 other opponents in the latter 3 levels, and then there's another boss.
Need to find some health, Mr. Cloud.
Yeah. One thing that I had was an acquired lesson. I am glad that I put this game down for long enough where I basically forgot everything I knew about this game and approaching it fresh. I had to learn that going around the map with your car is essential to getting items and weapons. Your special only recharges once every 1 minute, I think. Maybe 1 to 1.5 minutes. This little
lightning pad's actually fully restored.
Health recharge, yeah, which is also a Twisted Metal 1 invention. Also respawns on a timer, but increasingly slowly as the game goes on, and maybe to the point where it shuts down completely in order to make sure that somebody's gonna die. You're mostly going to, while fighting and launching your weapons at your opponents, also keeping an eye open, like for this homing rockets right here. Oh, no, it's an EV pickup, which also is pretty nice in this map. And be well stocked and well equipped with...
I'm noticing the damage numbers in general seem to be very low for this style of game.
You would think so, right? Like, how the hell did... Well, probably people who have been playing this game since PS1 probably adored this game, especially with the enhancement in graphics, because this is the best-looking Twisted Metal we've ever seen. I'm playing on easy mode right now, so I would have to deal even more damage, you know, on an already slow basis in order to kill these guys.
Like, I'm so used to other, not necessarily other car combat games, but other like arena style games, giving you access to like very clearly defined damage numbers and order to figure out how much damage you're actually doing to things.
Relative
and the lack
amounts.
of that here is a quality of life change that I would most certainly look to address in future releases. But as far as I know, aside from the re-release on the PS4, I don't think Twisted Metal Black has had another incarnation in the series since Black came out.
Yeah, and this is an up-render, so if they wanted to make another Twisted Metal game that maybe enhanced, like, for example, the amount of damage you deal, because you're mostly dealing with relative amounts. You're dealing with common sense things like, oh, my opponent has only a sliver of health left. Let's take him out with a machine gun instead of using fire, and boom, he's dead. You will notice, because of relative damage values, as represented by the health bar in this game, that some of your opponents have more health than others. And that's if you're paying attention to how much damage your weapons are dealing. And which ones.
Oh, killed roadkill.
Oh yeah, that's another thing too.
Was Shadow actually here for this round?
It's randomized, actually, who your opponents are. The game will even throw at you opponents you haven't even unlocked yet, which is cool.
Oh, wow, you actually blitzed through Crazy 8 with your missile special.
Yeah, Crazy 8 does not have a lot of health, and we'll be playing as Crazy 8 later.
Okay.
much later in the playthrough. But right now, music is gonna turn on sudden death mode.
So the arena traps, how effective are they at dealing with your opponents?
Well, I mean, they're about as effective as dealing with you, and it's some kind of physics system that also determines how much damage you deal, even if you hit your vehicle into another vehicle. In the next part, we are going to proceed to level 2. Going to the freeway, boys and girls. Stay tuned.